नमः। वशिष्ठ जी भगवान की जय। सद्गुरु भगवान की जय। सच्चिदानंद भगवान की जय। शब्द ब्रह्म की जय। सरस्वती महारानी की जय। योग वशिष्ठ जी भगवान की जय। हरि ओम।
स्वामी जी की जय।
जय हो। जय हो। जय हो। हम लोग योग वशिष्ठ, we are discussing the योग वशिष्ठ निर्वाण प्रकरण पार्ट 2, 33rd chapter, and till now we have seen the outgoing tendency of the mind should be controlled and should be introvert, and it should rest in the heart of hearts permanently. Means it should be established in it. Then only the cycle of birth and death can be overcome, and that state is known as liberation or self-realization. And the self-realization is nothing other than that. This much we have discussed in detail. And in that, the ego has a greater role. Ego plays the havoc. The Vasishta narrated that ego is everything. Ego is ignorance. Due to ego only we have the body consciousness, body identity, and because of that the whole world exists before us as a real phenomena, which is nothing but the play of ego. And that is called ignorance or supreme power, or whatever manner we name it, that is nothing other than the ego. This much we have seen, and Vasishta ji warned us that after entering into that height, means after attaining that introvertness, if somebody again falls in contact with body, there is again misfortune, and again he has to, as long as ego is there, that means body sense will be there, so he has to suffer in the world. So one should be very, very careful not to have the body idea again. That much we have seen. Today we shall see पत्थर के सदृश अचल, जिसकी बहिर्मुख वृत्ति के अज्ञान से यह सब जगत जगत रूप होता हुआ भी शांत सत की तरह स्थित है, वह महात्मा को प्रणाम है. Today we shall see. He says, Vasishta ji says, We salute that great saint who has steadied the mind or ego or prana, everything, all these changing phenomena, and who has attained that absolute steadiness. What he experiences, he sees the whole world as it is, but no change. It remains just like a stone without any change. The world remains as world. Nothing happens to the world. But for him, there is no change. Nothing is changing. Just as we see the stone from outside, there is no change. It remains as it is. It remains steadily in a particular position unless and until it is driven by some other force. Similarly, this world remains just like a stone. The names and forms will be there, but it will remain as a stone without any change for the man of steadiness. And we have to see it just like the our example, the person who is misleaded has left his truck and entered into dense dark forest in the night and has faced a lion sitting before him ready to swallow him. And when it was lightning, he saw the lion was only stone. It was stone lion, it is not real lion. So the lion remains lion, but the meaning and action and changes or actions of a lion is not to be found. So in this way, the world will be there, but world will not have any effect on the person. What will be the effect of the world? Generally we see world is nothing but a problem, a house of miseries because of its changing nature. And that will not be there because the world will not change, so there will not be any miseries. That steadiness is nothing but the absolute truth. That is called liberation, that is called moksha. So, how there will be and what will be all these names, what will happen to all these names and forms? हैं? ये नाम रूपों का क्या होगा? क्या होगा? What will happen to these names and forms? The name and forms, they will be there, but it will not have any influence or effect on the person. So, in what form they will be seen by a realized soul, a wise man whose mind is ever steadied, ego is not working at all, how he will look at these names and forms of the world? What will be the position? What will be the vision of a wise man? Come on, how he will look at it? Yes. Huh? Dhua. it will be foggy. Something, something is there. धुआं धुआं दिखेगा, अभी जैसे दिख रहा है, पहाड़ तो दिख रहा है, साफ नहीं है, कुछ ना कुछ है। अच्छा, ऐसा दिखेगा, ऐसा भी दिख सकता है।
वो कल बोले ना आप सुबह
हैं?
दुनिया धुआं है।
धुआं है। The world will be foggy, it will be smoky, it will be dreamy. Just like in the dream we see everything, he will see the world as a dream. Now the question comes, in the dream everything is subject to change. You say nothing will change, so how he will see it as a dream? He will see this world as a dream in sense it will have not effect on it. Dream has got no effect on a dreamer. On that sense it will look like a dream. When we give some examples, example has some point to be compared with the object. The example is not totally, in all respect, it is not considered or compared with the object. No. One point only, one aspect. So, dream in sense, it will be going on, but it will have no effect on the dreamer. Say, you are sitting here and looking at the ever perennial stream of Ganga, does it have any effect on you? Direct effect? Nothing. It doesn't carry you away. Only when you are in the stream, then only you will be carried out. Or else the flow is going on, but it has got no effect because you are the seer. Seer will not be influenced by the seen object. Just like the audience looking at the some game, some match is going on, and in the pavilion, the the spectators are sitting calmly and enjoying the game. It has got no effect. Similarly, even if the world appears to be a dream, all these phenomena, changing phenomena, will not have any influence over the wise man. Other examples they give, it will look as a mirage, water in mirage, just as we see the waves in the water. Waves are there, it is not other than the water. It looks something different from water, but yet it is water only. For a man of understanding, he sees only water in bubbles, waves, and ripples, and all those whirlpools and flow. Everywhere he sees the water. He will use the water to quench his thirst. He will not be bewildered because it is whirlpool, it is going round, how can I drink it? He has no problem at all. He deals with water, not with the forms of water. The forms are there, but it has got no influence. Similarly, the wise man will look at this world, everything will go on. Steady means it is steady for him, and that is called equal vision. Samatvam, a vision of equanimity. So for him, he will see everything just as a man of understanding sees the only water in all these different forms. Similarly, he will see only Sachidanand in all these names and forms which are changing. Let it go on changing. There is no impact on the wise man. ज्ञानी के लिए जिसका अहंकार बिल्कुल स्थिर हो गया, अहंकार काम नहीं कर रहा है, जो दुनिया का बदलाव में दिखाई दे रहा है, अहंकार ही बदलता है, दुनिया नहीं बदलता है, यही अज्ञान का कारण है। और ये जितना हम देख रहे हैं, ज्ञानी के लिए ये बदलाव के रूप में नहीं दिखेगा। वो सबके अंदर, नाम रूपों के अंदर सच्चिदानंद को देखेगा और उसका आनंद लेगा। रसो वैसा, वो रस को देखेगा, छिलका का, केला का छिलका को नहीं देखेगा। छिलका रहेगा, हाँ छिलका रहेगा, लेकिन वो अंदर का रस को देखेगा, उसका मौज लेगा। सबके अंदर, ये नाम रूपों के अंदर परमात्मा का स्थिति है, वास है। वो परमात्मा को देख करके आनंद लेगा, और वो आनंद कभी बदलता नहीं, इसलिए कहा स्थिर हो जाएगा दुनिया। वो आनंद जो है वो बदलने वाला आनंद नहीं। कैसे? जैसे शहद, सब 10 आदमी शहद को टेस्ट करेंगे तो सबके लिए शहद एक ही है, लेकिन जब बोलेंगे शहद कैसा लगा, सब अलग अलग बोलेंगे। ऐसे ही दुनिया का मजा सब नाम रूपों के अंदर हुआ आनंद को ही लेगा, और बदलता हुआ दुनिया में उसका कुछ लेना देना नहीं रहेगा। इसीलिए कहा गया, वो जो रस लेगा, वो आनंद लेगा, वो सबके लिए एक बराबर स्थिर आनंद, अस्थिर नहीं होगा। इसी रूप से वो कहा कि संसार स्थिर हो जाएगा। बाहर नाम रूप तो बदलेगा, लेकिन अंदर का चीज नहीं बदलता। वो स्थिरता को देखेगा, अस्थिरता को नहीं देखेगा। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, if your child is running and falling down, getting hurt, or he is playing somewhere, or he is going to school and he is fighting with his friends, all these you will be looking at the child as your child. All these changing aspect of the child has no impact over you to say he is not my child. He is your child. And all the time you will behave with him as your child only. Whether he is fighting with others, or he is studying in the school, or he is playing in the ground, it has got no effect on you. You enjoy only the childhood. It is my child. That is what gives you the pleasure, the bliss, which is not changeable. All the time, even the child becomes old and going to die. And if at all you are a long living being, you are 100 years old, your child is going to die in 70 years of old age. He has become old and he is suffering from some disease, and now he is in the deathbed. What will you think? Will you think him as your father or old man? He is your child. Even he is 60, 70 years old and going to die in the deathbed, yet he is your child. That is non-changing, unchanging, that relationship. Similarly, when the relationship with the Absolute of a wise man is established, then the wise man is never perturbed whether the whole world is going on changing. The relationship is constant. That is to be studied. Another example they give. Just as the cow goes to jungle for grazing, but all the time, continuously, it thinks of the calf. That continuous thought is never broken, and that is called steadiness. That is called steadiness. Other example they give. The cow is tied to a peg in a big grassy pasture, and it is going on grazing all around, but it cannot go away that particular distance of the rope. It connects the cow with the peg. That is not broken. It is continuous. Continuous. That continuity should be maintained. That is called steadiness, or that is called the realization of the truth. समझ में आ गया वो जो भाव जो हम जाते हैं, देखते हैं गाय जंगल में आ जाती है चुंगने के लिए, पर दिन भर उसका मन है बछड़े के ऊपर। और जैसे शाम हुआ भाग कर आएगी बछड़ा। बछड़ा भी दिन भर कितने बंधा हुआ रहे, चाहे कुछ भी हो जाए, उसका मन माँ के ऊपर है। तो इसी को कभी कहे हमारे तुलसीदास जी और दूसरे दूसरे बड़े संत महात्मा लोग बोले, हे भगवान, तुम्हारे जो कोई नाता मेरे साथ आए सब कुछ नाता मान ले, पर तुम मेरे हो। जो नाता तुम सोच सकते हो मान लो। तुम पिताजी भी हो, माताजी भी हो, भाई भी हो, बंधु भी हो, गुरु भी हो, धन भी हो, मेरे विद्या भी हो, सब कुछ तुम, सारे नाता तुम्हारे साथ है। वो नाता कभी टूटने वाला नहीं है। In this way, he says, for that sort of great saint who has been established in that relationship, oneness with the absolute steadiness or non-changing state or annihilation of ego, means changing phenomena, we salute that great saint. गीता में भी कहा है, some Mahatma Sudurlabha. That saint is really rare to find, one among millions and millions, who has a relationship with this world as family. My family, everything is mine. I am. Everywhere I am. That bigger I, that absolute I is identical with all the little I's. So he is one with everyone. So absolute one. Such a saint is rare to be found. परम ब्रह्म में अशेष रूप से विलीन चित्त का पत्थर के सदृश बाहर का परिज्ञान न होने से और भीतर चित्रूपता को चित्रूपता की भावना होने से शून्य रूप संज्ञा को प्राप्त कर यह सब दृश्य प्रपंच शांत हो जाता है। ये जो शांत हो जाता है और बाहर से कोई परिवर्तन नहीं होता है पत्थर जैसे, तो उसको हम कहते हैं शून्य काल। शून्य कहते हैं। ये शून्य का अर्थ समझना चाहिए। जो हम हमेशा परमात्मा के लिए शून्य कहते हैं अथवा बुद्धिस्ट बौद्धवादी कहते हैं परमात्मा को शून्य करके, और दूसरे जो दार्शनिक लोग कहते हैं, बौद्धिक लोग, बुद्धिस्ट लोग सब नास्तिक हैं, वह भगवान में विश्वास नहीं करते हैं। ये जो सब धारणा है ये सब गलत धारणा है। बुद्धदेव जो कुछ नहीं बोले थे भगवान के ऊपर और जो शून्य करके कहे थे उसको लोग समझे नहीं। शून्य का अर्थ को समझना चाहिए। शून्य किसको कहा जाता है? We have to understand what is zero, what is emptiness. He says, see, the sky is empty, isn't it? How do you define the sky? Difficult to define. From one angle, sky is the holder of everything. Whatever you see, whatever names and forms, they are in this sky. All means in the space, all the universes are seen in the sky, the absolute sky. Sky is all pervading, so it holds everything. And from one angle it is full, and from other angle nothing can disturb the sky. Sky is never disturbed by all these names and forms. So sky remains a sky without holding anything from other angle of vision. So what do you mean by fullness or emptiness? It is both with the same meaning. What we call solid is called emptiness. Solidity is nothing other than the emptiness. Just as we see the sky, similarly see the stone. Stone we call it solid, isn't it? So what do you mean by solid? There is no other objects within the stone. That is called solidity. Oneness. That is called solidity. That is also seen in emptiness. Nothing can disturb it, nothing can be within it. Though we see everything is in the sky, yet sky is undisturbed, uninfluenced. That means nothing has been in the sky. And from still other angle, if we see, from third angle of vision, तीसरा आंख खोलो, शिव जी बनो। कैसे देखेंगे? हम सृष्टि का क्रम देखते हैं तो पहला आकाश पंचभूत मिल करके सारे नाम रूपों का बनाया गया है। शुरुआत जैसे होगा हम शास्त्रों में सब देखते हैं, लेकिन आकाश से पांच भूतों का उद्भव हुआ है। चार दूसरे, आकाश से वायु, वायु से अग्नि, अग्नि से जल, जल से धरती। तो इस प्रकार ये जो पांचों भूतों को हम देखते हैं, क्या ये चार अलग जो है वह आकाश से अलग है? अलग रूप में हम देखते हैं जो आकाश में है, लेकिन आकाश का कुछ नहीं बिगड़ा। जिसको हम वायु कहते हैं वो आकाश का ही रूप। अगर दूसरे भाषा में हम कहेंगे तो आकाश अगर चलता है, आकाश में चलनशीलता दिखाई दिया, जो स्थिर था उसी को वायु नाम दे देंगे। ये दूसरा भाषा। और चलने से पसीना निकलता है, पानी हो गया, गर्मी निकलता है, आग हो गया, अरे मैला निकलता है, मिट्टी हो गया। इसी प्रकार आकाश को ही वायु, अग्नि और जल, धरती बोलते हैं। आकाश को ही, उसका स्थूल रूप को। जितने हम सूक्ष्म को देखेंगे, सूक्ष्म को दोहराने से वो स्थूल रूप ले लेता है, इसीलिए उसका स्थूल रूप का अलग नाम पड़ जाता है। बस आकाश का नाम ही वायु है। और जब पंचीकरण होता है, देखो हमारे जो विशेषज्ञ लोग, हमारे जो बड़े संत महात्मा लोग जो इसके ऊपर रिसर्च करके हमको बताए, पंचदशी में देखे ना, आकाश अपने आप का आधा हिस्सा को चार हिस्सा में बांटा, और आधा हिस्सा तो प्योर आकाश रहेगा, और जो आधा हिस्सा होगा उसको चार हिस्सा बांटेंगे, वायु, अग्नि और जल और धरती। इसी प्रकार वायु अपना आधा तो वायु रूप में रखेगा और आधा को चार हिस्सा में बांटेगा, आकाश, अग्नि, जल और धरती। ऐसे ही सब अपना आधा हिस्सा को, अपना स्वाभिमान को रखते हुए अभिमान को बंटवारा करेंगे। Yes, that is because I am aware of it. See, we are talking of the solidity and emptiness. If we look at our sky, it is all pervading, so it holds everything within it. That doesn't mean anything has any impact over the sky. Sky remains sky in all conditions. It is never disturbed, never listened. Means it has the sky, because the earth is in the sky. All these stars and planets are in the sky. That does not mean sky has become lesser. Yet it is all pervading. It is everywhere present. So all these masses, they have no impact over the all pervasiveness of the sky. And from other angle, when we see, the sky has been the origin for all this air, fire, water and earth. So everything is in the sky, and in different language when we say, if the sky moves, that is known as air, and when it moves there will be heat, it is called fire, and it will have water. Fire is nothing but hydrogen and oxygen. When they will mix up, it will create the water, and and the dot or solidity or repetition of its movement makes it solid and earth. So everything, earth is sky, water is sky, fire is sky, air is sky. It is nothing other than the sky. From still other angle if we see the from the tree we have the leaves, we have the flowers, we have the fruit, and we get the juice of the fruit, isn't it? Mango. Okay. So, so what do you think? All these different aspects, the different names and forms, that means the flower, the fruits, the seed, or the juice of the fruit, or the leaves, or the all the sap or branches, sub-branches, or the buds, tentacles, whatever we see in the tree as different from this tree, from real angle of vision, all-round vision, it is only sap which is changing every moment in the tree, and it has taken all these forms. It has become the wood, branches, sub-branches, buds, leaves, flowers, fruits, everything it has become. The tree means it is the sap. When the sap is changing every moment and getting solidified, all these different forms are seen. Similarly, all these different objects in the sky, it is nothing other than the sky. Sky is overpowering, ever existing, or uh, always present, all pervading in all these objects. And if you go on analyzing any object, whether it is earth or water or fire or air, finally you come to the ether. The atoms will be seen in this way. The minutest form of all these gross objects, it will be equal to the ether. And still further, we say the sound is the origin of the whole universe. All the creation is based upon sound, which is nothing but the vibration, vibratory system. So, if you go on analyzing any object to its minutest form, that means atom, molecule, atoms, and if you break the atom, make it pieces, then you will get only the sound. Ether, what is full of vibration, that is called sound. When sound expands, it becomes the ether or sky. And whatever object you find, if you go on analyzing, breaking it, in the end you will get the vibratory system waves that we call radio waves or electric waves, magnetic waves or light waves or any other. We have named it differently, but it is the wave on steady position, a wavery system or changing phenomena. The whole world is based upon it. So that emptiness is nothing but solidity. Solidity. From all these different angles of vision. It is called purity also. Purity means oneness. That is called steadiness also. Purity is known as steadiness. Purity cannot be changed. Pure milk means no other object is seen in the milk. That means oneness. Oneness never changes, so it is called steadiness also. Purity is known as oneness, oneness of mind, steadiness of mind, purity of mind, same meaning, same meaning. Serve, love, give, purify, meditate, realize. Gurudev sings the path for God realization. Serve, love, give, purify. It purifies means it gives you oneness of mind. Mind becomes steady, it gets one pointedness, and then it easily meditates. And that meditation, when deepens, becomes more steady, that enables you to realize the absolute, absolute steadiness. That is called self-realization. Serve, love, give, thereby purity you will get. And then only you can meditate. Without all these, one who attempts to meditate, that is simply foolishness. Just like a child jumping to reach the terrace from the ground. I want to see this terrace. Without going through the staircase, step by step, he wants to jump from the ground to the terrace. That is what attempting to sit for meditation. Of course, you must attempt. There is no objection. But simultaneously, you have to practice all these. Yama, niyama, control of your body, senses, mind, prana, everything should be slowly, step by step, should be controlled. That's how our great saints have given us how to practice, what to practice, skillfully, cleverly, so that you will get success. You will not be misled. You will not have any failure in your attempt. Step by step, yama, niyama, then comes asana. Unless the body is steadied, unless you have control over the body, you cannot control the senses. If body is moving, that means everything will move. Because why? Why? When the body moves, mind is not body, prana is not body, then why should they move? because they have been uh, identifying themselves with the body. I am the body. This सुपरइम्पोजिशन और इसको कहते हैं अभिनिवेश अध्यास अध्यास this superimposition, this acceptance, false acceptance. I am the body. So the body moves means just as you are catching a bird, okay, and you are running. So though the bird is sitting on your hand, that is also running. You are sitting on the train. Huh? You are stable. But train is moving, so you are also moving. You are not steady. Similarly, when all these ego, intellect, mind, prana, everything is sitting or identifying themselves as a body, then when body moves, everything will move. It is a vehicle. Body is taken as a vehicle. रथ रथ के रूप में लिया गया chariot. And all these senses, they are 10 horses. They should be under control or the chariot will be fallen into ditch. It will break down. So control of the senses is a must. इंद्रियों का परिग्रह, देखना इंद्रियों के ना घोड़े भगे, रात दिन इनको संयम के कोड़े लगे. ये संयम को तो जम नियम कहते हैं. Day and night continuously you must have control over the senses which are taken as the 10 horses of this chariot. They should be under control all the time. If not, your chariot will be destroyed by them. They will drag it any way they like. So Yama Niyam is a must. And then withdrawal of the mind and steadiness of the body, steadiness of the prana. Slowly one has to practice. So all these when steadied, slowly mind will be steadied because mind is with all these, always. Without these body, senses, prana, mind cannot do anything. So they are cooperative society. Again and again we have been discussing this. Our life is nothing but a cooperative society. One cannot act without the help of the other. So everybody should be controlled skillfully. That is called yoga. You must be clever enough. Little of this, little of that, little of that. That is what Gurudev used to say, integral yoga. Eat a little, drink a little, a little of everything. Do kirtan a little, do japa a little, do meditation a little. So when you practice everything little by little, so you have a monotony, you will have you see, movement, a complete movement ahead. Everything will progress in the path of yoga together. A little yama niyama, a little asana, a little withdrawal of mind, a little pranayam, and little withdrawal of mind and practicing of concentration, meditation. little by little. All these should be practiced together. So you will have a total movement, integral yoga. That's how Gurudev has given us. So in this way, he says, अशेष रूप से परम ब्रह्म में जब विलीन चित्त का पत्थर के सदृश बाहर का परिज्ञान न होने से और भीतर चित्त रूपता की भावना होने से शून्य रूप संज्ञा को प्राप्त कर वह सब दृश्य प्रपंच शांत हो जाता है. When the mind keeps quiet, when the intellect, ego, they keep quiet, naturally the body and all your senses get quiet, then the world seems to be steady. Whatever is going on, that is not observed by you. Isn't it? Let anything happen in the world, that doesn't have any impact on your personality. That's how when ego is silenced, quietened, and your mind and senses, body, etc. have been steadied, the wise man sees the world to be steady in this way. Don't ask if one person has realized this self, that means he has been completely one-pointed and steady. So what will happen to us? What will happen to Israel and Hamas fight? And really speaking, how he will see, let us see, analyze it from still other angle of vision. See, this movement is not movement. How? What we see as a movement, a changing phenomena, is not at all movement. It is not changing. Practically, shall I show you? Rath Parampara. Rath Parampara. Look at the car. Car is moving in, say, 100 kilometers per hour. What is the speed of the car? You say 100 kilometers per hour. Is it true? You say, yes, because I see it. What do you see? That is to be analyzed. Take the car, take every particular of the car, every part of the car. Is it moving? The body, the door, window, and the see the whole body, the parts of the engine, and all those small parts, and those that fuel, and the steering, and the clutches, accelerator, and brake, and all your the steering wheel, and the axis, and the wheels, the tire, the tube, the rim, the axis. If you take one part out of all these, does it move or it is fixed tightly? Even the ball bearings, one bulb, everything will be bulb only. If it breaks, it will not do the purpose, serve the purpose. The bulb will remain bulb if it is not broken, if it is not moving. The steering, every part of the steering is tightly fixed. Nothing, no part of the body of the car is moving, but yet we see the movement, and it is say 100 kilometers per hour. Then what happens? What is understood as what? The secret is everything is seen comparatively, relatively. Everything is compared. Every atom is, every part of the car is compared with the other part, and that's how the whole car is compared with the steady road. Then only we see the movement. Nothing is moving. Even the road is not moving. Nothing is moving. So this is one example. If you see the whole world analytically, every name and form, nothing is moving. Nothing moves. World never moves. There is no changing in the creation. Then what do you see and how do you feel? If you say nothing is moving, so can you say time also is not passing away and space is not moving and your conditions, your situation, nothing, names and forms, nothing is moving. Do you mean to say so? Yes. Yes. This is the final yes. Then what do we see? Your vision is a comparative vision, relative vision. You are not aware of it. It compares, it takes the things so fast. Your vision also is changing, your mind is changing, your intellect is changing, your ego is changing. That is what we are discussing since so many days. The ego is changing. That changingness is nothing but a comparative statement of the ego. Nothing is changing. And the bright example is given when you move in a train. You are not changing, the train is not changing, but something is changing, and you see, your vision sees the side poles, trees, or the people, or the mountains. They go on moving, you are steady. The just opposite we see because of comparison, relativity. This is how relativity, law of relativity, dupes you. This is called ego. This is called ignorance. Reality is not understood. We are not habituated to see the reality. Because of our habit of accepting the unreal, changeful phenomena, we have been habituated with this. That's how we see the world is moving. And for a wise man whose mind and ego is steadied, he will see the reality non-moving phenomena. Understood? Though the car is moving for 100 kilometers per hour, a man of understanding will say nothing is moving. But this will not do. Means in our day-to-day life, we have to go with the relative understanding. We have, this world is always, because of this moving phenomena, there is the law, give and take, or action and reaction, or uh, karma and karma phal, or all these go on in cycle, repetition. So this is how the practical or worldly life has to keep up this relativity. We have relations in a relative world, day-to-day life. We have to behave relatively. We cannot bring our steadiness to this world. If you say, I am, nothing is moving, I am not going to eat, the body will not survive. You have to keep up the body. You have to protect your mind and intellect, your prana, everything serves some purpose. It is given to you for some purpose. What is the purpose? The purpose is to understand this steadiness in the end. But the method is go systematically in a process. That is what we learn from the yoga. Yoga of different kinds. That means slowly, steadily. Just now we have discussed how to do, what to do. Everything should come to a standstill position. That is by and by, not all of a sudden. Huh? So this is how will the wise man sees only absolute steadiness. He never sees all these comparative changing phenomena of the relative world. He sees only one. So in one there is no change. One who sees the two, he has to, he is bound to, he is forced to go with relativity. Comparison starts there. The moment there is two, then you have to go with the law of relativity. And the moment you have been steadied, you have been one, then don't care for all these relative changes. That doesn't affect you. That is what happens with the wise man. He sees the whole world in a standstill position. In this way he sees. Yes. For others, because they are in relative world, everything will be seen as changing. But for him, nothing is changing. In this way. Just opposite angle of vision.
Because he connected to the oneness.
Pardon?
Because he connected to the oneness.
He is established in oneness. He is one only. He has not any dualistic attitude or no dualism in him. He is one. So he cannot see the two. And how he will behave with the outer world, just as you behave with your hands, legs and eyes and ears, yet you keep up your oneness of body feeling, I am one. You never say I am two, isn't it? How many you are? Will you say I am 10 or 20? You keep up your oneness internally without any change as a body, as a total being, isn't it? But yet you go on doing everything. Your hands moves, your legs, your eyes, ears, all the senses, they go on moving. Your body moves, prana moves, everything moves. But you keep up your oneness, you see one only. Huh? When you are eating huh, in the dining hall, do you think you have 10 hands? How many hands eat? Is there no movement in the hand, in the fingers? The movement is there. You don't see the movement. The hand is hand always. That is what we were discussing yesterday. Movement in non-movement and non-movement changing phenomena in movement. No, changing is seen in non-changing and non-changing is seen in changing. This is called relativity. See, that on this we were discussing on our breathing system and working system. Every work what you do between this changing actions, there will be a stoppage. That is called sandhya, the juncture between the two states. So in this way, everywhere there is a stoppage, there is a non-changing position, and that should be continued, that should be prolonged. That is what we do in Kumbhak. And, and that Kumbhak, we see when it stops, outgoing and incoming breath. But going phenomena also has got Kumbhak in every moment. In Rechak there is Kumbhak, and in Purak also there is Kumbhak. And that is what Vasishta ji learnt from Kakabhusani. That is how one can live for eternity. Ever steady state. Kumbhak. Continuous Kumbhak. Though the wind is going on, moving on, your prana is moving on, you are steady. That is what the yogis or this our realized soul, he is capable to maintain. That is not so easy a job. It is not joke. Huh? Continuous practice, continuous, sincere, and honest practice will bring you success. And that's why Gurudev used to say, you want to see God? You have to feel like a fish out of water. You have to feel restless like a fish out of water. भगवान ऐसा नहीं मिलते हैं, सिर फोड़ना पड़ता है। मछली के आप तड़पना पड़ता है। जैसे बच्चे को माँ के बिना तड़पना होता है, और जैसे पानी के बिना मछली तड़पता है, जैसे लाठी के बिना अंधा तड़पता है, ऐसा तड़पने से तभी भगवान मिलेंगे। और वो धीरे धीरे मिलेंगे, एक मुहूर्त में नहीं। तुम हजारों सिर फोड़ दो, भगवान का कुछ नहीं बिगड़ेगा। पर एक बार अगर सिर फोड़ दोगे भी फिर भी बिगड़ जाएगा। वो भाग करके आता है। द्रौपदी जैसे बुलाया था। कोई कहता है कि भगवान आते नहीं, तुम द्रौपदी के तरह बुलाते नहीं। कोई कहता है कि भगवान खाता नहीं, तुम सबरी के तरह खिलाते नहीं। कोई कहता है कि भगवान सोते नहीं, तुम यशोदा के महफिल सुलाते नहीं। Some people say God is far away, but He is not far away. Your relation with God, what relation you have? Have you been feeling ever like a child without a mother? Have you ever felt like a blind man without stick? Have you ever felt like gopis without Lord Krishna? Have you ever fed God like Sabari? Have you called God ever like Draupadi? Being helpless. I have none in this world. Oh Lord, you are mine. Have you ever said like that? Have you ever felt like that? Then God is here and now. Or else, after thousands of lives. But He is there. You are bound to see Him, bound to realize God. But your intensity, your sincerity, your honesty, your restlessness, your demand, that counts. Now, he says, for the wise man, realized soul, world becomes changeless. You have understood how the vision of a wise man, how he sees changeless. From different angle we have discussed it. सुख और दुख के लिए विषयों की सत्ता या असत्ता उपयोगी नहीं है। सुख और दुख के लिए विषयों की सत्ता या असत्ता उपयोगी नहीं है, किंतु विषयों का दर्शन या अदर्शन उपयोगी है। इसीलिए विषय प्रकाश के लिए प्रवृत्ति करने वाले चित्त का ही प्रथम विरोध करना चाहिए। इस आशय से कहते हैं। Now we are still have to go deeper to understand. So minute analysis. We get the formulas in other scriptures, but here no formula. Formula is displayed and dis, dissect and displayed here. We go to the depth of analysis. How you see the world and what is the real state of the world, how we see the movement and what is called action and reaction, how it is relatively understood, comparatively understood. Without two, this is not there. If one is there, there is no comparison, no motion, no action, no reaction, nothing is there. So now we shall go. Lord Vasishta ji is telling, explaining Rama, O Ram, for pain and pleasure, सुख दुख के लिए विषयों की सत्ता की असत्ता की उपयोगी नहीं है. इसको समझो. विषय का सत्ता या असत्ता ये सुख दुख का कारण नहीं है. This also we have discussed long before very widely. You see, your pain and pleasure doesn't remain in the state of the objects, whether the objects are there or are not there. If the object is there, then you feel, you have contact with it, you perceive it, you have the relation with it, and you enjoy it. Means your contact is with it. That is called perception. You see the word object. If the object is not there, then what will you perceive? Nothing. So that is called absence of the object, and then you will feel pain. Pleasure is in the existence of the object, then only you can get it or contact it or have transaction with it. That gives you pleasure. And if the object is not there, so what will happen? Then it is cause for your pain. You suffer, isn't it? रसूला है भाई, हाथ में खाओगे तो आनंद आता है. रसगुल्ला कोई छीन लिया तो नहीं है तो रोगे ना, यही तो होगा. रसमलाई ले लो, कोई बात नहीं. रसगुल्ला क्या कोई छीन लिया. तो ये जो वस्तु का होना या नहीं होना, ये सुख दुख का कारण नहीं. इसको समझो अच्छी तरह. इसीलिए वो जो ज्ञानी को दुनिया से लेना देना नहीं. क्या होगा, कैसे नहीं है? अरे जब वस्तु नहीं है तो हमको आनंद कैसा मिलेगा, और वस्तु है तो दुख कैसा मिलेगा? We have to understand this point very clearly, minutely, analytically. From different angles we have to see. You see, if some object is there, of course we shall go what he says. Before that let us have the ground for it. If the object is there, every object has 5 aspects. We don't know it. We see just the form of it, isn't it? The form we see, isn't it? But it has got 5 aspects. How is it? What are they? One is existence, which is ever present with the object. Existence cannot be denied. Any object you see, it does exist, then only you are able to see it or relate with it. Existence. And the existence is known to it. It is aware of its existence. You may question, does a stone know it exists? You may question. Why don't you? Huh?
एक बार किया था.
क्या था? Does the stone is aware that it exists? Of course, existence cannot be denied. But because it is inert being, it is non-living being, there is no awareness. So how can it be aware of its existence? How do you think? Okay. From different angles you have to see. The existence knows that it exists. Can you deny this? That is called awareness. Every being, whether non-living or living, huh, it knows that it exists. That is called awareness. If you cannot deny the existence, existence is aware of its existence. So, you cannot say it is non-living, it is a stone, it has got no awareness, it is only for you, not for the existence. Existence is aware of it. And from other angles, from relative angle, you know that existence exists, isn't it? You are the proof for the stone that the stone is existing. You are the seer, isn't it? So you know that it is existing. Are you aware of its existence or not? So the seer also has the awareness of existence. This is called knowledge. Knowledge. The knowledge aspect of the object. Existence and knowledge. Then third comes the bliss. Existence, our knowledge and bliss. Sat, Chit, Anand. This bliss, it is, of course, we say bliss, just a word. Its meaning is neither happiness nor unhappiness. It is something beyond happiness and unhappiness. Just like our attraction and repulsion, pulling and pushing, there is in between a neutral zone. That is what we call as the sandhya between the two. Everywhere there is a sandhya, there is a gap between any two, anything. Okay? So, happiness will have unhappiness, and something is beyond it, which is neither happiness nor unhappiness. In between happiness and unhappiness, that is the neutral zone, that is called bliss. It is beyond it, bliss. And that from other angle, if you see, it is called contentment, the satisfaction, full satisfaction that I do exist. That satisfaction of the knowledge of the existence, I cannot be destroyed. The existence cannot be destroyed. Existence exists eternally. Hari Om. Yes, understood. जो है उसको मना नहीं कर सकते, जो है वो जानता कि मैं हूँ और वो जानकारी से उसको संतोष है, जो संतोष है, जो तुष्टि है, जो एक संतोष है, उसको कहते हैं आनंद, जो कभी खंडित नहीं हो सकता है, कभी नहीं खंडित हो सकता, क्योंकि वो जानता है कि मैं हूँ, किसी भी हालत में मैं रहूँगा. I do exist, I will exist in 3 periods of time. I am non-conditional on my existence, on knowledge of existence, awareness of my existence, and I am quite satisfied, I am contented, I am quite contented with this knowledge of my existence. So these three aspects, existence, knowledge of the existence, and contentment of the knowledge of the existence, three aspects are eternal everywhere, in every object. Whether the object is not there, these three cannot be denied. So, absence also has this, presence also has this. What is called absence? Absence is not at all there. Absence is not getting the contact with the presence. That's all. That is called absence. Present cannot be denied, so there cannot be absence. That's how we can emphatically say absence has also these three aspects, because the three aspects are never conditioned. And it is unconditional. So it is ever, eternally, everywhere it is present. So these three aspects and two others, when it has some form means it is limited somehow by itself, its existence and its awareness or its state is limited somehow, and it differs from the other such existence. So it is called a form. And there will be relationship between both the objects, both the forms, because they are limited forms of the unlimited existence. Understood now? This limited form, it will not be one because it is limited, so the other portion will be unlimited, again it will be limited in this way. When the limited looks like unlimited looks like limited, these are called beings or forms, whether it is movable or not. That is how we call it living being or non-living being. That is different altogether, different subject. But these beings, when they have a limitedness, limited idea on the background of that unlimited existence, knowledge and bliss, it is when seen limitedly. It is present, but it sees, feels itself as limited. So that is called the being and individual being, and that is called the form or object or subject. Call it as you like. And then it will have the relationship. It is bound to have relationship with the other person, other limitedness. When one part of the unlimited is limited, the other part also is limited. How? You have to see it minutely. See, this is unlimited. Okay, take it for granted. This is unlimited whiteness. If it is limited somehow it is limited. Chalo, limited. It has been limited by the line. The paper, unlimited paper is limited now. Are you able to see? The unlimited paper has been limited by 3 lines. Okay? It is called a triangle. So this triangle will have relationship with the whole paper. It is bound to, because unlimited is paper. Now this whole unlimited paper has been limited by the triangle and other part also. It was unlimited when there is no such limitedness. Now one person is limited, so other person also is limited. Isn't it? The other portion of the paper is less triangle, so it is limited. Minus the triangle. The whole paper is minus triangle, isn't it? Because triangle is limited, so other part also is limited. The moment you bring the idea of limitedness, everything becomes limited. Understood now? So there will be relationship. And then there will be comparison, and there will be cooperation, interdependency. All these will start. This is called the nature. So it stands upon the unlimited form and it becomes the limited. So in this way, the objects are bound to have a name and form. Form, and because it is different from the other, so it is to be identified with a name. In this way, names and forms and Sat Chit Anand, Nam Roop, all these 5 aspects are everywhere in every object. Okay, tomorrow we shall see how this has no names and forms, have no impact on the 3 inner aspects, existence and knowledge and bliss. The names and forms has nothing to do. This is what he say. हाँ, इसको कल अच्छी तरह विचार करेंगे. Tomorrow we shall see. Of course, we shall have the English in between.
Our stupidity is limited or unlimited?
Stupidity is unlimited. ये जो रूप और नाम वस्तु का, उसको लेना देना नहीं हमारे सुख दुख में. सुख दुख मतलब हमारे कांटेक्ट विषय के साथ, और जब तक विषय रहेगा हमारा कांटेक्ट रहेगा, तो उसको वो सुख दुख का कारण नहीं बनता है. नाम रूप और जो अस्थि भाति प्रिय तीन है, वो दुख का कारण बन ही नहीं सकता है. सुख ही सुख है. प्रिय को हम सुख कहते हैं, भाति को हम सुख कहते हैं, अस्थि को हम सुख कहते हैं. ये तीनों जो जो अवस्था है वस्तु का, वो है सुख दुख का कारण. जहाँ दुख नहीं हो सकता है, सुख ही सुख होगा. और नाम रूप होगा तो बाहर से जब तक हमारा संबंध बनेगा उसमें तो सुख दुख होगा, पर संबंध गलत है, उसको समझना है.
वो असली सुखी कौन है स्वामी जी, आपको मालूम है?
जी,
असली सच में सुखी कौन है आज के तारीख में?
आज के तारीख में हम तो सरदार को मान रहे थे.
वो बता रहे सरदार, अगर आप किसी डॉक्टर या वकील को नहीं ढूंढ रहे
हाँ,
और पुलिस आपको नहीं ढूंढ रहा, तो आप सबसे ज्यादा सुखी है.
सबसे ज़्यादा स्टूपिड.
सुखी है. अगर आप डॉक्टर या वकील को अगर आप नहीं ढूंढ रहे
हाँ,
और पुलिस आपको नहीं ढूंढ रहा, तो आप सबसे ज्यादा सुखी है आज के तारीख में.
सरदार जी का सरदार
सरदार जी.
अच्छा
यू आर द मोस्ट हैप्पी.
अच्छा, सुखी. मैं सुन रहा हूँ स्टूपिड. अच्छा अच्छा, हाँ सुखी, ये तो बात सही बात. हाँ गुरुजी.
From a logical point of view, relatively, this our stupidity or our idea of stupidity is limited or unlimited.
कमल का बाल क्यों निकालते हो? बाल का भी बाल निकालेंगे कल, ठहरो.
कल तो नहीं होगा.
हाँ?
तो हवन कल क्लास नहीं होगी.
नहीं नहीं, हवन होगा. अच्छा, कल मकर संक्रांति. हाँ भाई, सबको मकर संक्रांति का शुभकामना. Tomorrow is we are going to celebrate Makar Sankrant, the Uttarayan of Lord Sun. And कल सबको उत्तरायण मकर संक्रांत का सबको शुभकामना है.
पोंगल और ओणम.
प्रणाम भाई सबको.
आपको भी शुभकामनाएं. 23 तारीख
जरूर जरूर. लेन देन हो गया, लेन देन हो गया. हो सकता है कल क्लास नहीं होगा. हाँ हाँ, क्योंकि कल कुछ सब बहुत हल्ला गुल्ला गाँव वाले आएंगे. गंगा किनारे मेरा डेरा. हाँ. और हवन वगैरह सब करेंगे पूजा पाठ में. आप कहेंगे तो क्लास करेंगे, हमारा क्या है. कल आनंद करो. कल तिल वाला चावल खाने का हमारे एक प्रथा है. तिल बसंत का शुरुआत होता है, तो तिल हमारे शरीर में एक ऊर्जा पैदा करता है. इसीलिए मकर संक्रांति को तिल खाना वैज्ञानिक दृष्टिकोण से हमारे परंपरा में जुड़ा हुआ है. किसी भी हालत में तिल खाना. चावल में डालो, खिचड़ी में डालो, कैसे भी डालो, लड्डू बनाओ कैसे भी. और बसंत ऋतु में जब सरस्वती पूजा आता है, सरस्वती को तिल का लड्डू भोग लगता है. हाँ जी, हाँ. इसलिए कल थोड़ा कृपा करके सब हो सके तो थोड़ा तिल खा लेना।
जी गुरु जी।
हाँ जी, बड़ी कृपा। मकर संक्रांत का। हाँ जी, जय गुरुदेव।
जय गुरु।
फिर परसों मिलते हैं ये हाँ? ब्रेक के बाद संध्या वंदन करो। तरीके संध्या वंदन करो। हाँ गुरु जी,
महाराज पूर्ण मदन कैमरा बंद करो।
क्या हुआ? अच्छा, ओहो, मेरा पूंछ पकड़ के खींचते हैं। हरि ओम। पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। सद्गुरु भगवान की जय, सच्चिदानंद भगवान की जय, शब्द ब्रह्म की जय, सरस्वती महारानी की जय, जोग वशिष्ठ जी भगवान की जय। हरि ओम। ये जो पूर्ण